Hello, my name is Mickey Underwood. I am in Norman, Oklahoma, coming to you from my home studio today. I typically am in the classroom. We've been live most days this year except for inclement weather days. I teach at Terra Verde Discovery School and I teach K through 8 music. I had told Dr. Garner that I would do a little video of my students and how I've been facilitating recorder work this year amidst safety precautions for COVID. And we did have one of those inclement weather days the day that fourth grade had music last week. So I'm just going to talk through a little bit of what we've been doing this year and what has been working. Of course, there's no perfect strategy, but what we've been doing is we've been doing a lot more focus on note reading, staff work, and I've found that the way I've been doing it, I actually like, and I'm going to keep some of these strategies. There's the silver linings, right? The things that we wouldn't think to do unless we had to, but now there's some good things coming of this. So what we do is I use the Recorder Karate curriculum from Plank Road Publishing. The kids are really motivated by the belt system, and I always have their splats that they've kind of karate chopped when they pass a belt test and they get to go sign their name. So they've got their bling on their recorder, and then they've also got their bragging wall of fame up in my classroom. And so I hand out, they have their own uh, notebook with their recorder karate songs. It has the fingering chart and all of the things they'll need for practice at home. Typically, on a typical year, we work through that together in class, and I listen for their tone and make sure the holes are covered and all of those things. This year, out of abundance of caution, we're not actually blowing in the recorders in the classroom. And so one might wonder, well, how do they know if they're making the right sounds? How do they know if they're making the right tones? So we use glockenspiels. I'm very grateful that I have enough glockenspiels in my classroom, just the mini guys, one for every student. You could still do it even if you didn't have one-to-one on that by taking turns and just having uh, separate mallets so those can be sanitized in between. But we work on the note reading. We speak through the rhythms with our taws and all of those. And then we speak through the letter names in rhythm, and then we find them on the glockenspiel. And I found that it's really helping them to retain their knowledge of the letters on staff because they're only having to think about one thing at a time, really, because the letter names are written, they're indented, they're in the glockenspiel bars. And so they don't have to think, oh, which one of these is B and which one's A, and then what's on the staff that's B and A. So I feel like it's kind of solidifying that in their mind because they're only having to take one step at a time. So we play through it on the glockenspiels, and then I play the Recorder Karate soundtrack. And so they get to play along and they still feel like Recorder Karate rock stars. And then I will play for them the track that has the recorder actually playing on the recording so they hear what those tones should sound like on the recorder. The way that we've been doing testing is on Flipgrid. So I have a testing page open for them, and there are no deadlines. They may not test for a belt until I say, yes, we've gone over this one in class. You know what it should sound like. We've talked through the rhythms and things, and then once one is open, it's open until they pass. So if we've opened green belt, they can still test for white, yellow, and orange if they're still working on that, because this year it just looks different, and that's okay. They do not test with the soundtrack this year, but they've had the opportunity to play it on Glockenspiel, so they're playing with a group. And then they just test a cappella, if you will, solo at home. If Flipgrid doesn't work, because not everyone is as tech savvy at home, I let parents take a video of them and email it to my school account, and I've even given out my phone number so they can text me at home. They know that I may not respond immediately that day, but that they will hear back if they have passed or have things to work on before the next class period when I will see them. So again, not ideal, but it's still allowing them to learn. I thought about just suspending recorders for this year, but they always know, oh, next year is my year to finally get my recorder that I saw my brother and my sister play in the past. So I didn't want to take that away from them. And so we've just made it work. Again, there's pros and cons to everything, but I feel like I really have enjoyed the aspect of the glockenspiels, and I think I'm going to keep that and layer that into our learning process. And then, of course, hopefully have the recorders back in class so I can hear their beautiful tone and work with them a little bit more on technique. So I hope that is helpful for you guys. And if you have questions, look me up. I have a page on the Terra Verde Discovery School website, and I'm happy to communicate with you guys and answer any questions or take suggestions if there are things that you guys are doing that are working well for you. So good luck. Keep your heads up. Make beautiful music. Keep the joy going in the classroom. And hopefully we'll be back in person after this snowstorm is over. Have a great day.